Yeah. The title of this recording is, I believe, how I used Chat GPT to make a lousy jump chain in less than 100 minutes. The use of Chat GPT or artificial AI assistance in the creation of Phil Blair, we see Golden Coin 100. First in the live chat on YouTube, first in the live chat on Twitch, first in the live chat on Kick. Philip Blair, what's a jump chain? A jump chain. Chegs 36 in the live chat on Kick, grabbing that silver medal. Philip Blair gets that silver medal for YouTube live chat participation. Phil Blair, don't feel bad for not knowing what a jump chain is. Don't feel bad for coming in number 2 to Golden Coin 100. You can't beat him when he's on. Whores, lover, bat. Well, if you're going to love a whore, large lads and lovely ladies need love too. The Bronze Age. One day that guy's going to realize he's been photobombing in my live chat since time eternal. The secret's out. What's a jump chain? A jump chain is a aspect of narrative solo gameplay. We've been talking about a little bit on this channel, exploring that. Online communities, several established online communities. It's been going around and going on for about 11 years. I believe it is an offshoot. I believe I have my facts correct when I say it's an offshoot of another online interactive fiction community known as CYOA, Choose Your Own Adventure. While similar in some aspects to the Choose Your Own Adventure books of our youth, it's a horse lover fat of a different color. See what I did there? But we don't want to lose too many people. Google is your friend, Philip Blair. Google jump chains or check out some of the earlier videos that I've done on the subject. It's not that I don't want to inform you. It's just that we don't want to get lost. You're like a child, Philip, who wanders into the middle of the stream and demands to know what's going on. And it's not that I don't want to discipline or educate you. Educate you. That's what I meant to say. I do want to listen. Tim Frey is here. How I use ChatGPT to make a lousy jump chain in less than 100 minutes. A jump chain document, a one-page RPG, a choose your own adventure, interactive fiction document, a D100 table for creative writing purposes, for TTRPG purposes. These are things which have items and subcategories. These are things to which things can be assigned. And that gets our conversation started. I am interested in ChatGPT and its use. I don't want to get distracted by it, but I want to see how it's viable and useful. I know that these are things that are debated. I do want to point out that in all debates, it is easy to say that I listen, but that doesn't change the fact that it is hard to listen. It is easy to say that I'm aware of the fact that I don't know everything, or I may not be understanding all of the different aspects or issues at play. But it's another thing to keep that in the forefront of your mind while speaking, while initiating action, and while judging and evaluating the methodologies and behaviors of other people in the world around you. As people are figuring out this thing with AI, we are doing so in this modern plugged in internet world. And I have had the following experience more and more as days and months and years have gone by in this internet, online, plugged in, influenced information economy. And that is the following: where's the objective truth? Have you found it? It seems to me that all the information that I gather and glean really comes from people who, I don't blame them. It seems that the stakes are high. It seems that there's an objective reality to certain issues like the environment, people's ability to handle stress, people's ability under certain circumstances to remain healthy, to be fed, to have adequate amounts of hydration. There seems to be systematic issues that are actually present at play, but at the same time, it does also seem to be the fact that everywhere we look and turn to for information, everyone has an agenda. The people that we turn to for YouTube information, we turn to at their Substack, everyone, the minute it becomes your job, you got viewers because of a political position or because you were spreading information for this or that reason, or because people need to know the truth about AI, or because you were telling the truth about AI, or because you had a unvarnished opinion about the Pokemon card market or whatever it is. The minute something becomes your shtick, whether you're aware of it or not aware of it, it influences. And there are people that, look, if AI is an existential threat to your livelihood as an artist, as an author, as a contract ratifying and negotiating attorney, as a programmer, your ability to objectively ascertain what's good, bad, or indifferent about AI It's severely compromised. If you're not aware of that fact, then you know what I mean. What am I going to tell you? There are things that are in our control, and there are things that are out of our control. And the environmental impact presented by the combustible engine compared to the other various technologies that could have been used did not stop the combustible engine. I'm not trying to be a doom and gloomer, and I'm not trying to tell people here, they're different what they should or shouldn't do. But I'm just saying that I don't lie to people, and I don't tell people one thing or another about what they should do with their lives. But I don't lie to people about what I do with my life. And what I tell people honestly when they ask me, advice, you know what I mean, is I don't spend my life protesting things. You're trying to stop nukes or trying to stop this or the other thing because whatever's happening is happening. And if artificial intelligence stops, it'll stop. But until such time as it does, it's here and it's present, and I'm interested in using it because my problem is what they call executive functioning, right? And there are people that excel at executive functioning, and it may be the case that there are a lot of people that we know are like tragedies in the music industry, tragedies in the world of literature that could have made a bigger impact but didn't because their brains weren't wired right. They were neurodivergent, they were alcoholics, they were addicts. But at the same time, there were people that were just like didn't have those problems, just could like churn crap out. And so they became, more successful. And then maybe that those people were just like easier to work with, so the easier to work with people were picked up by the suits, as they like to call them, in the literature business and the music business, and got worked with. So it may be the fact that this Chat GPT, these AI tools, can help disorganized people do things. Because here's the deal. Like we'll just get to it at this point. We've been 13 minutes and 10 seconds of waffling. How I use Chat GPT to make a lousy jump chain in less than 100 minutes. So here's the deal. So like I had been working with trying to figure out how to work with an AI music program. And so there are Reddit communities and various online communities that are dedicated to working with AI programs. These things are like it's like alchemy. Tim Fry, don't worry, AI can't kill us more than other humans already have, right? No. AI doesn't kill us. People using AI kills us. Um, and the secret is that like it's it's like alchemy. It's you put various things in the tumbler, no pun intended. I don't know why I played Oblivions for so long. I can't believe that I'm blanking on the name of that one thing. The filtrate, whatever it's called. You put the various things in, and you run the various experiments, and you see what happens. So I stumbled across this brilliant prompt for um, making music in AI using this Suno AI program, and I'll give all credit to the person. Um, this comes from um, Oh, it's at PR Mario Algria. Here, he asks you to follow them. So the information I'm about to give you comes from this individual, www.suno. You can follow this individual at Suno. And this prompt is brilliant if you want to do AI music. And so I use this as a springboard to start the experiments. Was this with the AI stuff that we're going to explore today to make jump chains. But I think that you're going to see as we explore it, starting from Mario Allegria's and fair use, fair use. And I hope Mario doesn't. Listen, I'm giving the props. I'm putting it in the. I'm putting his. You see there in the live chat his follow him for Suno. So I'm giving attribution to where this reasoning goes. Let me read you his thing. So this was his recommended prompt for when working in Suno, and he put this out there on Reddit publicly. So I don't think he has a problem with the information being out there. It goes. Some AI music platforms have restrictions on indicating music/artist in their prompts. How do I command it to generate a song, quote unquote, in the style of? To resolve this issue, I created the prompt below. And here's the prompt. Act as an experienced critic, researcher, and music producer, and using your vast and in-depth knowledge of text prompt engineering for music, conduct extensive and thorough research and list the greatest and most relevant hits throughout the artistic career of XYZ. This would be where you would insert the artist. Analyze each of the related songs and present A, the structure of each of the songs to faithfully fill in the lyrics field. That's an aspect of the Suno AI program. Semicolon B, extract their respective prompts necessary to fill in effectively and with technical quality the style of music field, obeying all the parameters and prompt engineering rules of the Suno.com platform. C, extract their respective prompts necessary to fill in effectively and with high technical quality the exclude style field, obeying all the parameters and prompt engineering rules of the Suno.com platform. When responding, always respect the platform's rules and limitations, especially the 120 characters, including commas and spaces, for the style of music and exclude style field tags. Include the tags in English to obtain the best results on the platform. In the response, always be close to the 120 characters to better define the music to be generated in more detail. Present the results in a format that can be used with the resource copy and paste, close quote. And then he notes that's the entire prompt. So all of these people who are like AI stuff, AI generation is just this, the other thing, it takes time to get good results and to get results that are not just generic anime babe going like this. Yes, we all know and understand that there are 1,000 and a billion and 5 trillion and 3 examples of generic AI garbage out there. But it doesn't change the fact that I personally believe that I have produced things by pushing this is it's like anything. It's like it's like I'm a fan of Brian Eno and a million other punk rock or non-musician artists who have gotten in and used things, techniques, and technologies, whether it be in music or in art or in literature, that broke the rules, did things, and created stuff that was new. Not because they knew what they were doing or what the equipment was used for or were doing it in the right way, but because they didn't know what they were doing. Now, I will tell you that just because there are people in punk rock or an experimental art rock or in ambient music or noise experimental music that have done amazing things, breaking the rules, or using synthesizers or pedals or guitars and things in non-traditional ways, doesn't change the fact that, yeah, there have been a bajillion other people that have used the fact that anyone can do it. So why don't we, to create a whole bunch of crap? But we're trying to figure out what things do and how things work. And I'll tell you, using this music prompt taught me it's scary. But once you graduate from using a Suno AI music program and just using, make it a blues song, but it's red, and you get in there and you start paying attention to people who are working at trying to create prompts and trying to figure out how to create prompts to do different things and new things, the results can be uncanny. And I know that there are a lot of people that are just going to respond. If you think that that stuff is uncanny, there's a problem with you. And if you can't tell the difference between stuff that was made by real stuff and the stuff that was made by AI, then you're a robotoid, blah blah blah, and you're just trying to. There's a lot of people. I'm gonna tell you that there's a lot of people that say that are just saying that because, not for nothing, when you're scared because things look bleak, it's understandable, and I don't blame anybody. But manufacturing jobs went south because they figured out how to automate manufacturing jobs. And I'm an attorney, and there's a lot of things that attorneys used to be able to rely on for scratch work, for side hustle stuff. Things change, right? There was a Persian Empire, and then one day the Persians looked around and go, "Man, remember when we were an empire? Fuck, you know what I mean?" You hustle, you flow, you keep on working, you keep on grinding. And and my attitude about it is I keep on experimenting. So it hit me today. I was just doing this thing that I normally do. I watch movies and I try to not be passive when I watch movies and TV. I try to always be working. And so I'm interested in creative processes, especially creative processes related to, gaming, that everything could be fruits for the mill. Everything could be a seed hook. Everything could be information for generating the next NPC or player character or item list. So when I watch movies, TVs, or anything, I'm always making lists and trying to grab things that are of interest. See a trope, write the trope. So I was watching this movie Joyride from 2001. It's not the greatest film. It's not the worst film. Check says Ronaldo and Wolf used dice to compose their early recordings. Yeah, absolutely. It's been done 1,003 times before, man. Chance Operations. Jonaside joining us. Howdy to Jonaside. So getting right into the process, I won't overthink it. I was making this list. I came up with watching this movie Joyride from 2001. I was just doing my usual thing of breaking this thing down into numbers, just listing off things on it. And we got 57 entries, and it was I was probably about on entry number 8 when I realized what I was going to do with this. I realized it as I was watching. Joyride, a Paul Walker classic. Absolutely. Well, don't forget Steve Zahn and the unforgettable Lily Sobieski. It's in it for about 15 minutes. I kid. But I realized what I was going to do, which was, it was like one of these like eureka moments where I was like thinking about this AI art prompt for music. And I said, I wonder if you could just create a generic prompt like that, a reusable prompt like that for the creation of jump chains out of these numbered lists. Right? If I could just have a prompt like this where I could even say, Chat GPT, generic jump chain prompt protocol, go. And then here's the list. And then I read off the list of 57 items, 57 number items, 60 numbered items, whatever, and then just have it make a jump chain out of it. That was the idea. Now, I didn't make the list of items. I didn't, while making the numbers, say to myself, oh, this will be a perk. This will be a drawback. This will be a character. This will be an item. If you don't know what jump chains are, suffice it to say that a jump chain is a document that a person would come to, and you have a fictional character and they go to these various jumps, and they go to these jump worlds where they will reside for a period of time. Back in the day, it was considered, 10 years was the norm, but it could really be any period of time. It could just be as long as they need to be there to complete any sort of mission objective they might personally have or be laid out by the particular jump chain documents, or it could be whatever. And generally, the jump chain document will give you a 1,000 choice points as an amount of points you have to spend on the various choices and items you can use to build your character for this particular incarnation, for this particular existence in this particular environment. And at the end of your journey in this particular environment, you would then be given classically 3 choices: the choice to stay indefinitely, or you might die, or you can go or live, go back to Normalsville, your normal everyday human life, or you could go on to another jump. And if you go on to your another jump, classically, your drawback penalty, handicaps are wiped away, but your items and perks, your powers that you've gained or gleaned from your time in this jump chain world, remain and go with you on to your next leg of your journey. So jump chains classically then have item, like essentially generic things like locations, backgrounds, perks, items, hindrances known as drawbacks. They may have companions and companion rules. They may have extra rules. They have these, like I said, drawbacks, and then they'll have these like generic ending things at the end. So I want to know if I could compose a little prompt similar to the music AI prompt and have it do this. So now look, so where'd it go? Hold on. Oh, that's not, no, that's the one. Hold on. I gotta go back to Chat GPT. So I can tell you, here we go. That I was on the shitter at 12:23. User began session with concept prompt, creating jump chains from raw lists. 12:25 p.m. Jump chain list template is created and saved as a reusable prompt. I was just on the can and I was like, okay, let's do this. At 12:34 p.m., user takes a break to mark prompt completion. 12:49 p.m., user returns and submits full 57 item list. Okay, we're at the 26-minute mark there. 12:50 to 1:05 p.m. Run number one is generated using the original list and jump chain list template. So up to that point, we had spent 42 minutes on this process. Stray Kismet, greeting friends, greeting to you and welcome to the proceedings. Now, if I'd stopped there, I could have called this video how I use Chat GPT to make a lousy jump chain in less than 43 minutes. And I would have been accurate and I probably would have been safe and I probably could have left it there. I was hoping for better results. Instead of, I could have probably just stopped there and said, folks, we're at the point now where we just have to take what ChatGPT has given us, be amazed at what ChatGPT has given us, and then know that we go back in and do about a little bit of editing and we've got a jump chain. Instead, in my endless pursuit of Slack, I said, well, let me see if I can tweak things here, get it to just do another run and see if I can get it to do all those things that would involve me having to edit it without me editing it. Capiche? So so at 44 minutes and to 1 hour and 2 minutes. So again, like 17 minutes being like research performed and run number 2 generated with full jump chain community standards. Literally another 16 to 17 minutes of me going back being like, oh, I could edit this for 17 minutes. Or I could just spend 17 minutes being like, you were close. But can I ask you this, and the other thing to get you to do it? That's the risk with ChatGPT and AI, right? You get lazy and you're like, at this point, I could just edit it myself. But why edit out that extra thumb when I could just be like, ChatGPT, in the lower right-hand quadrant of the orange bear, there is an extra digit. Remove the extra digit. Removing the extra digit. Okay, now you've taken off the entire hand. We want you to put back the entire hand, but it should only have 4 fingers. Give me a moment. Okay, now we're missing the thumb, right? They say that's the problem with ChatGPT. Okay, so here we go. 1:27 p.m. User request PDF containing both runs. That gave me the shittiest PDF ever. It like took out all of the information. It just basically was like, it was like nothing. It was like the titles. It was like crazy. So here we go. 1:30 to 1:37 p.m. PDF output process. Initial attempt fails due to character encoding. 1:38 to 1:42 p.m. Successful PDF created with both runs. Short versions. 1:44 p.m. User request complete descriptive versions instead. Yeah, I did. What the fuck went I? Meanwhile, all that stuff with the create a PDF, if I had just gone into the chat and just highlighted and copied it to another document, I could and emailed it to myself, workaround solved. It was getting ChatGPT to make the PDF again. Right? 1:45 to 2 p.m. Full descriptions regenerated and compiled. Kind of. I'll tell you that much. 2:01 p.m., which brings us to 1 hour and 38. Final PDF created with full narrative content for both jump chains. Well, kind of. I'll just say that. It was at that point that I simply gave up. But let's talk about what we actually got. Let's talk about what we actually got. Because what we actually got, and I'll take you through and I'll show you my work. So here's the thing. And if I was really a great kid, I would show you I'll walk you through it, reading it to you, and then I'll show you when we get to the PDF that it printed out. We'll go through that good style, right? So this part at the 34 minutes and 50-second mark of this live stream, you are now going to hear me say what I initially told ChatGPT I wanted as far as the creation of a generic prompt to create generic jump chains out of enumerated lists. So you'll see how simplistic my thing is compared to what Mario gave it. And you'll see that I'm literally asking Chat GPT to make a prompt to be used on itself. Chat GPT, I'm interested in creating a generic prompt to be used with you to create jump chain documents. The prompt would go along the lines of Chat GPT. I'm going to give you a numbered list of items, verbs, pronouns, and 2 to 3 to 1 word fragments. And I want you to separate these out into the things associated with jump chain documents, i.e., locations, backgrounds, perks, and abilities associated with the various backgrounds, with associated point costs allocated, items and vehicles, drawbacks, companions, extra rules if applicable, and a caveat to use each item only once and to use the items as text for the various things if it becomes hard to use them properly. Please help me to make this into a prompt that would be most efficient and effective to work for you and with you to achieve the goal of creating jump chain documents at scale out of lists of things. So you see, I'm literally just off the top of my head improvising. If I wanted to then go back and look at Mario's chat for AI music generation, you can see how much better I could improve my initial query to ChatGPT. So you'll see the results we get today are literally just saying to it, here's an idea for a prompt. Make a better version of this prompt for yourself, and let's go with that. And it says to me, absolutely. Here's a streamlined and powerful generic jump chain prompt template you can use with me for future large-scale generation based on your list-based method. This version is designed to be clear, structured, scalable, and modular so that you can plug in different lists without reinventing the wheel each time. And folks, the reason that I'm doing this with you out loud is because I'm not trying to create any sort of secret sauce here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Would you? Would it kill you? Would you tell your friends? Could you tell your friends? Oh, wait, why am I not doing this part? Can I do that? Can I do that now? I meant to show the thing where it shows the comments on the stage there, so that, people could be like, "Oh, the guy's streaming. He's got people that are talking." Maybe it'll do it now. I don't know. There you go. And of course, the minute I turn on show comments on stage, the first comment on stage is for a Russian view bot. Well, I don't know. Possibly they could be legitimate. You never know. No one can blame. It is what it is. Hey, folks, but isn't that the thing? Isn't that always the way? Anywho, so if you go and you can have the ability to generate a transcription out of YouTube videos, it's really easy. I mean, you just put transcripts on, you just cut and paste it into a Word document. You can play with ChatGPT or whatever your AI of choices, or just work with this whatever you want to. Categories to fill out. Here's one. Categories for title and setting summary based on thematic tone of list. Locations, backgrounds, perks divided by background and tiered by power price. Items mundane to powerful, priced in CP. That's creation points. Companions and companion import rules. Vehicles or mounts if fitting. Drawbacks with creation point reward. Optional rules or special mechanics if inspired by the list. End note or epilogue choices if fitting. 2. Point system. Use the default jump chain CP system unless I specify otherwise. 1,000 CP for perks items, up to plus 600 CP for drawbacks. Distribute perk item costs in typical tiers: 100, 200, 400, 600. 3. Usage constraint. Every item on the list must be used once and only once, placed where it fits best in the categories above. If needed, use the item directly as the title, flavor text, or embedded name of the perk, item, etc. Do not discard or reuse any element. 4. If confusion arises, if a list item is abstract, unclear, or doesn't fit logically in a mechanical role, use it stylistically in names or flavor text to maintain consistency with the tone of the jump. 5. Output format. Use a clean, structured jump chain layout. Clearly label each section with headers. Present perks with name, cost, and a short description. The final document should read like a real jump chain CYOA page. Ready for input. Wait until I give you the list. And then they go on to say the structure will allow you to feed me new raw data quickly, stay consistent across different jumps, ensure all creative inputs are utilized fully, easily reuse the same framework across multiple themes and lists. There you go. So, folks, if you save that template, Straight Kismet says, this is the first time I got you live, actually. Okay, well, congratulations. There you go. And I wasn't referring to you. I was referring to the from well, that was interesting. But they left the stream as well. So the stream, I got kicked from the stream, but so did that person. Can you see me? No, I don't believe that you did. But did everybody see the other person leave? So I'm not going to say anything else at all in any way, shape, or form controversial. In theory, I don't know if you could hear before, but before I had music, I don't know if you guys could hear the music before, but now I can still hear the music, but I don't think you guys could. But anyway, let's get to what the PDF actually is. So I was watching the movie Joyride, okay? And I didn't specifically try to pick things that would be perks, would be names, could be backgrounds. And I could tell you that the documents that it produced aren't 100% jump chain. They're not perfect, but we can see, if you know jump chains, you'll see that we're almost there. And it's just going to take a couple of edits. So I'm going to pull up the first one that it did. Okay. And so I'll tell you. So hopefully, you know what we've been doing so far. Hopefully, you've been able to follow the content of the stream. And hopefully, the thing is not completely objectionable. So I don't know if I should read you the 57 things that I had so that you would have some sort of context for what the things. I will tell you that the Chat GPT definitely changed some of my phraseology, whether it was because it didn't understand me 100% in transcribing me, or whether it was just making literary choices. But it is what it is. maybe it makes sense for you to hear the entire 57 item list so that you'll have context for what the Chat GPT did. So you'll know that what happened, so that you'll see. So I'm going to read you the 57 item list, and so then you'll know that. Then I'll show you the jump chain that was produced. No music. No, I'm not saying when I was but when I was talking before, could you hear music in the background while I was talking? I have it kind of low, so it might be understand, and it's like real ambient. So, and it's not going now. So let's not worry about it. We'll figure it out. Anyway, here's the original 57 item list. So hearing that may give you an understanding of how my item list creation happens. I didn't even make items up to the end of the movie, so we don't get the finale or anything. But I'm just going to read these off. I'm not even going to give you the numbers. I'm just going to read these things off, and you'll just give you some context, and then we'll look at to see what the Chat GPT. So you heard the original prompt. Okay, Chegs 36 says I've only been able to hear your voice since the stream started. Totally understandable. This is the list of items that I gave it to Chat GPT. So it had its prompt. It will then take that prompt, these 57 items, and turn it into the jump chain we're then going to look at. And you're going to be able to draw your own conclusions as to the efficiency, effectiveness of the protocol, and make your own conclusions as to how much editing will then need to be done. And then if you're a true jump chain aficionado, how valuable you'll think that the jump chain is at the end, and whether or not you think you'd be interested in playing it. Again, I don't think that I wasn't intending this to be a jump chain for Joyride. It is just a jump chain that is generated as a thought experiment off can Chat GPT create a jump chain out of 57 random items, listed items created out of a watch through of the movie Joyride, if that makes sense, from 2001. Beep off. Hello, Joyride. Music by Marco. Gotta have a speed trap set up. We broke up. Discman solutions to sleep disturbance. Crystal beds and panty shots. I've got a car. Beer in reverse. Arrested again. Salt Lake City at 11. Officer Wilkins. Mr. Thomas, number 13. Bought this car just to pick her up. A whole new level of stress to deal with. Cherokee Night Rider. Completely unnecessary CB car mod. Can you do a woman's voice? Prank calling from the road to the road. Candy cane. Guess what? I'm a dude. Rusty Nail 22. Roger that, Candy Cane 23. I've never really done this before. Lone Star Motel. Calling out for Candy Cane. The prick is in room 17. I thought I'd lost you. A man with a soul and a heart. Hearing it go down at the Green Matrix Light Motel. Hi, this is the drama queen from room 18. The phone rings back on mirror 23. An altercation with the victim. He was found face down lying in a highway median. Hospital visit to justify a movie time freak show with the man without a job. This is like an old-fashioned Western. I'm taking you to Denver, and then that's it. Go to 23. I need to find Candy Cane. It was just a joke. He who can't apologize on E. Icebreaker truck. The great hubcap tuck and roll out of the shot. A pretty lady entering Nebraska. This is the part where you kiss the girl. The Owl Motel. A cherry mouth contest for drinkers. I'll be in my presidential suite. Doing the state line truck stop diner in the nude. Oh my God, that's Charlotte. Sally, the unamused. To be the fucking punchline. He's not going to stop. Saved by the corn canal. The ubiquitous pink champagne. Venna in duct tape. Okay. Now I can tell you going over the list that there were definitely items that rock on this list that ChatGPT didn't use. So let's go and look at our jump chain documents. So we did 2 runs. It did not produce the second run as I so desired. I do not believe, but we'll take a look at what we've got. Um, double check over here. So hopefully I'm not doing some sort of monster dox on myself. Hopefully not. It won't enter into some sort of bizarreness. All right, jump chain, candy cane signal, run number 1. I gotta tell you something, folks. It's actually pretty good. Setting summary: a haunted, high octane version of Middle America. Neon lit truck stops, dusty motels, highway radios filled with voices that shouldn't be there. You're not just on a road trip, you're being called, hunted, and maybe entertained. I didn't ask, ChatGPT to add any extra stuff. It just did. Locations, choose one, free. Green Matrix Light Motel, a cracked out liminal way station where dimensions bleed through fluorescent bulbs. 2, the Owl Motel, constantly reappearing along any road, regardless of direction. Time loops here. 3, Lone Star Motel, just shy of real comfort, perfect for lonely hearts and last chance confessions. State Line Truck Stop Diner, a naked truth sort of place. Rules drop away with the pants. Salt Lake City at 11, where all stories seem to start or end, especially the ones involving CB radios. Okay. Now, of course, it's like 5 locations on the list. We could go back because it's like you'd want like either like 8. You could do like a D8, and then it's like choose one. You could make a roll. Roll is free, or if you want to choose one, it can cost you. So that's like a one line edit. Roll a D5, or you like find 2 extra ones in the list that didn't use, and then or you know what I mean, like, or just one extra one for a D6 roll, or cut one off for a D4 roll, and then say you roll for it, or if you don't roll, you roll for it, it's free. If you don't roll, it costs you 100 CP to choose. Bam, that's like a one-line edit. Here we go, backgrounds. Of course, we have the ubiquitous background that it didn't put in, which is the old drop-in. You got to get the old drop-in for free, and then if you don't want to be the drop-in, these ones should be the free one, and then these other ones are going to cost you, right? Or you just leave it as is. Choose one, free or 100 CP to change. Well, no, you make that a D4 roll. You roll, it's free. It's free to roll. Or you want to choose, well, you roll, you get the one you want for free. If you want to change it, then it costs you 100 CP. It's a little like a line edit, and you're in your business. Road Phantom. You exist in CB static and motel mirrors. A whisperer, not a walker. Now, interesting, because this is a Paul Walker movie, but I didn't have anything that said anything about Paul Walker. Ah. What's also interesting is that it didn't use the line. There's a line, a pretty lady entering Nebraska. Why would you use that for a background? That'd be like a perfect background. Again, like, it's like it goes to show you, like, you want to use Chat GPT. I mean, it gets you started. I mean, here we are. We're like 100 minutes. It was like, again, like I said, I got this one after 43 minutes. So it's 43. You watch a movie, right? You jerk off in the kitchen. You come back. You tell ChatGPT to make the jump chain. You read it to 53 lines, 58 lines, 52 lines, whatever. You edit it. You upload it to Google Docs. You tell people that your cat just died. Could you please give me money on, Friendster or whatever? I don't know what the hell, give me money. Oh, I got a Patreon. I also have a PayPal that you give me money today, right? Not DSP over here, but I'm working on it, I'm trying. But I give you shit. I'm giving you helpful advice on how you can make free documents in your spare time using Chat GPT while watching movies. If you're quote unquote not dented, I hear you can, are you employed? If you're interested on the job, I'm joking. I'm kidding around here. Please, am I still on the stream? I'm still on the stream. We have Grimm's 6. While it's not important for this doc, I feel like most should say free to pick. No. Absolutely. We're editing. This is AI's first slam on it, Grimm's. This is definitely gonna have to be edited. The point is we're talking about how close it got. You're in the wrong state, you're on the side. Move local, and we'll work out a deal. Anyway, let me go back to that. So here we go. You're absolutely right. So we would edit these things to have die rolls. It would be roll your die. You get that one for free. If you don't like what you rolled for, you could change it for 100, credits here. Blips and chips, whatever. Road CB Cowboy. Once just a prankster with a radio. Now the waves are talking back. Number 3, Candy Cane Chaser. Hey. Now all of a sudden this jump chain has legs. You're looking for someone, aren't we all? Or something that sounds like someone. Been there. Officer Wilkins at number 4. Law, order, and a deep suspicion that reality is out of alignment. Been there. Perks. 1,000 CP total. Why that would be necessary. I see it totally misunderstood like what the rules of jump chain. It's like it has to be 1,000 CP. When you add it up, dude, like for the build, it doesn't have to be 1,000 CPs of perks altogether for the document, bro. Chat GPT, you so crazy. Cowboy perks. Now, normally you'd have 100. The 100 CP perks would be free for each background. So you just do that edit. 100 CP perks are free. And then for the actual, the CB Cowboy gets the 100 CP perks for Cowboy perks for free. And then anyone else who's from one of the other backgrounds who wants the Cowboy perks, even the 100 CP ones, they have to pay for them. Oh, no. It's the 100 CP perks for your actual perk, your actual background are free. Then the other background perks are discounted. So the 200 CP thing, the CB Cowboy would get this one for 100, but everyone else would have to pay full price. Again, that's just an edit. That's like a 2-second edit to put in the generic stuff. It's also like bring this down a couple of lines so it's flush with the page. They're beep off 100 CP. You can jam block or mimic any radio transmission. Prank calling from the road to the road. Your voice carries across states and minds. Can you do a woman's voice? ? Perfect vocal mimicry. Terrifying in the right context. Roger that, Candy Cane 23. Your signals get through, even through dimensions. Guess what? I'm a dude. Disguises are flawless. Voice, face, even aura. This is a monster jump chain, dude. Right? Road Phantom perks. He was found face down in a highway. Now they changed the word to Meridian. That's even better, right? You can appear near scenes of violence or trauma. Gain insight from them. Oh, that'd be monster. The phone rings back on Mirror 23. Once per day, you can receive a call from an alternative timeline. Vina and duct tape. Now, her name is Vena, but they said it like they translated it like the Indian instrument, the Vina. Vina and duct tape. You bind ghosts, memories, and even real people with words. Hearing it go down at the Green Matrix Light Motel. Hear distant or future events as whispers. Sally the Unamused. You radiate supernatural, emotional dead zones. No panic, no joy, only truth. Candy Cane Chaser perks. I need to find Candy Cane. Gain tracking abilities for anything named, even abstract things. That's a monster perk, dude. That's a monster fucking perk. I've got a car. Always access to a vehicle, even in strange places. Monster. Crystal beads and panty shots. You can extract precise forensic memory flashes from objects. Yeah, you can. Bought this car just to pick her up. Vehicles you use gain emotional resonance and subtle supernatural enhancements. A man with a soul and a heart. You're immune to emotional illusions or manipulations. Hold on, I gotta lower this music that only I'm hearing, apparently. Officer Wilkins perks. Mr. Thomas, number 13. You know the hidden files. You see what's been redacted. An altercation with the victim. You can replay violent scenes in your mind like a crime simulator. Hospital visit to justify a movie time freak show. Now remember, it edited so much down there. You bounce back from trauma fast, physically and mentally. He who can't apologize on a 42. Now remember, the thing was he who can't apologize while on E. I don't know why it changed it to 42. 42 is the next thing on the list, so it might have just mistranslated. On a 42, your personal code protects you against psychic harm. I don't know why that's he who can't apologize on a 42. Completely unnecessary CB car mod. Your ride is now a surveillance and combat beast. Items. Discman solutions to sleep disturbance. Grants lucid dreams, messages from beyond. Candy cane. Radio enhancer, focus tool, or bait. The great hubcap tuck and roll out of the shot. An emergency roll kit that always gets you out of danger. Icebreaker truck. Massive spectral 18-wheeler that clears paths in both reality and memory. That's fucking monster, dude. Beer in reverse. It's 18 beer in reverse. Bottle that makes you forget the last 10 minutes when drunk. That's awesome. Companions. Drama queen from room 18. Dramatic, sharp, unkillable in dreams. What? Charlotte appears only when it matters. May or may not be real. Rusty Nail 22. Jaded outlaw with one last score to settle. The prick in room 17. Now these guys need point costs attached to them. You need point costs for the companions, and you need the generic companion rules, right? You can bring in 8 of these dudes for whatever, blah blah blah. Just that's an edit. That's an edit. That's to steal somebody's information and cut and paste it into your own. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I fucking said it. It's stealing someone else's information. I don't know, perchance from Luciano Gonzalez. No, I can't. I'm not gonna steal their stuff. Kick my ass. I'm kidding. They'll never find me. Is this Luciano Gonzalez? No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking around. Vehicles. Cherokee Knight Rider. A talking car with questionable morality. Hey, man, you can't say that about the Cherokee Knight Riders. That's not cool. Chat GPT, Chat GPT just stop. You know they did. Why does the Cherokee Knight Rider have questionable morality? That's fucked up. And why does this go under vehicles? Music by Marco. Any car you're in generates a dynamic reactive soundtrack. That's nice, but that's not a vehicle at all by any stretch of the imagination. Chat GPT doesn't know what a vehicle is. but also maybe a little bit racist, which is actually, we were all thinking that it was like, Chat GPT was like bizarrely politically correct. Like you asking for a photo of George Washington and it gives you a brother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What do you think the founding first ladies looked like? It shows you like, you know, three sisters and boom boom shorts and whatever, like, getting down on the Mayflower. Like, I like the shot. I'm not complaining about the artistic credibility. I just don't think it's historically accurate. Not that it shouldn't be historically accurate. Maybe it was. Maybe ChatGPT knows something that we don't. Anyway, did I get kicked off the air again? Let me check. I should probably check periodically whether or not I'm getting kicked off the air. No, I haven't been kicked off the air yet. I am still here. Okay, here we go. Drawbacks. Choose for extra creation points. Again, the worst choice of terminology in a community ever. Up to plus 600 from taking drawbacks. A whole new level of stress to deal with. Plus 100. You're always at 70% of a nervous breakdown. That's a good one. He's not going to stop. Plus 200. A pursuing force that never tires, never negotiates. It was just a joke. Plus 100. No one takes you seriously, including allies. To be the fucking punchline. Plus 200. You're cursed to be at the center of irony, humiliation, or reversal. We broke up. Plus 100. Your most important ally or contact is now your bitter enemy. Optional rules, extras. Calling out for candy cane. Once per jump, you may make a radio call that bypasses all barriers, but you don't control who answers. Go to 23. The world reacts strangely to you saying this phrase. Treat it as a wild card event trigger if you're a 23 aficionado. If you're hip to the wavelength and the frequency, I think that is interesting that ChatGPT made that selection. Or then again, ChatGPT just sips from the collective unconscious in the form of our collective writings that it pillages and plunders from its vast store of information. Who owns information? Like, there's been two words that have been strung together originally in the last, 100 years. Give me a break. I thought I'd lost you. Once per jump, a lost or dead companion may return. Changed. Epilogue options. I'm taking you to Denver, and then that's it. End your chain here. Fade into the neon horizon. I'll be in my presidential suite. Retire with wealth, luxury, and a haunting sense of unearned peace. This is the part where you kiss the girl. One final meaningful connection before the next road begins. You see what it did there? It took the classic jump chain endings kind of and did its own little spin on it. So a couple little endings there. Jump chain, candy cane signal run number 2. Now I got to tell you, what it did here is that it just basically like cheated here, and it was like, okay, you want to do it a second time? And it was like, it just kind of ran through it. It just gave us it just gave us the backgrounds. It was like, we've already been through this. So it's just like, that just gave us the perks. It's like, it just gave us like a lesser version of it. Like a cheat sheet, which is not what I wanted, but I was like, the money was in the first one. Anyway, let me see if I can get some highlights off the second version that it did from my phone that it didn't edit down. But even when doing this, you work with the system. It reused a lot of things. Let's see. What was incredible was when I asked it to do the second jump, like this, do the second jump thing. It was incredible how much of the stuff that it did, similarly. Stop sharing here. And go back to you guys. Okay. Respond to this. Here we go. And then we will be coming up on the end, having achieved what we wanted to achieve, I believe, during this stream. If Tim Frey saying hello to John. Tim Frey, jump on, give your chain to somebody, jump on. Grim6 says, I don't know what's better, teleportation through tactical bombardment or being able to literally find happiness. Good question. Stray Kismet says you're good. Good. Thank you for the feedback. So, what is my takeaway? My takeaway is sitting on the shitter. I was able to reflect upon a vague recollection of a sophisticated AI music generating prompt. And then just recalling it a little bit and recalling the basics of the main categories of what constitutes a jump chain document, spit off my dome to Chat GPT. Hey, can you make a prompt like this for the creation of jump chains, but like better? And it was like, yeah, totally. And then I was like, yeah, could you automate it so that every time I say, do jump chain thing, I'll then be able to just read you a generic list of items and then you'll turn that into a jump chain? And it was like, totally got you. He even told me how to do it, like implement it like on macros and stuff. Like gave me some tips on that stuff. So you can save the. I have no problem with you guys saving the transcripts or asking me questions. Look, my Patreon. I'm not one of these guys. I'm not trying to put anything behind the paywall. So I put a lot of information out here. Tell me in the comment section below if you're not here live. Tell me in the comment section below what you thought was good about this, what you thought was crapola. It's okay. I don't mind if your attitude about it is that stuff made with AI is bunko, whatever. But like, have a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, tell us why, and don't just like insult people who use AI. Like, that's not gonna get anybody anywhere. You know how it is, right? And use the information that I've given you. Improve the information that I've given you. How do you think the prompt can be perfected? How can it be made more efficient? Do you like the jump chain that I generated? Do you want to see it? Do you want to play it? Do you want me to edit it, punch it up, put it up? I'll most likely put it up on Patreon because it's a hustle out here, folks. We're all trying to do something of value to the people so the people will say, hey, you're doing something of value. So we're going to throw peanuts at you because we know people can eat peanuts. I can eat peanuts. But I am no beggar. There you go. 7 of muskets, completely invisible unless I keep it close to my chest. 7 of muskets, analogous from this is from the Fallout Tarot deck. So this is analogous to the 7 of wands. So we've got what it takes for the struggle. Forces arrayed against us, we are not worried. We're holding this hill. We've got what it takes. We've got the fire in our heart. We've got the strength in our girded loins. And we're ready for it. We're ready for what the world has been bringing and what the world intends to bring. And we are sure to see tomorrow. Genocide, I apologize. I apologize. Being allergic to gilded loins it's tragic. It's also an excuse. See if the boys at Cell Block C will buy that. I don't know if they didn't work for me, but we'll see. Grimm's 6. Like most first pass AI generations, it's messy but kind of fun. You can either scrub it by using that as reference for manual text, or cycle it a few more times to see which way it goes. Good advice, wise advice. What I simply think is that it just needs a punch up here and there. It just needs some little things tweaked and fixed. If I want to really go, I could go and put in some of the people that I thought would have been great, either companions or main background people. But I think it generally got what we needed it. And the point is, what I really thought was that it was able to do it. It was able to take 57 things and then just basically be like, okay, here's a jump chain. That's that you can then punch up, push around, and you don't want to just take what's given. You want to take what's given to get you started to work with it. And don't just put crap out there, right? Don't just take what the Chat GPT put out and just take it warts and all. It's a good block of marble. So then you whittle it with it. The point is this, is that when I just had 57 words, 57 numbered items, and no Chat GPT, I had 57 words and phrases where I then said, yeah, one day, oh, that would be a great perk, and that could be a great this, and that could be a great that. So I'm going to put this into, and even just thinking of typing it, the transcription powers alone make the difference in my life. Chegs36 says, Chat GPT shoots and scores. No doubt, given enough time, it would be possible to generate this sort of material yourself, but for solo play, it's really excellent. Stray Kismet says, my only thing against AI is that if kids are raised with it, we will no longer get people as charming as you. Well, thank you for that. Of course, we don't want the children not as charming as me, but I like that it's a road trip movie based and you could combine other road trip movies into it. Absolutely. I hear you. But we move on. We move on to move on. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, I hope you've gotten something out of this. If you got questions, if you got comments, put them in the comment section below. That's what it's there for. Take a look at the links in the description box below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on all my channels so you don't miss any of my numerous amazing streams and their loquacious after effect little clippy doos that fall from them. Get involved in the conversation. Stay involved in the conversation. And may the force be with you. I love you. I love you. I love you. If nobody told they loved you today, somebody just did. That somebody is CW Chantbot. One love.